Life.
Hey loves, I'm stopping by really quickly just to let you guys know about my new merchandise that I recently put out. You guys asked and I delivered. You can now pick up your Pick Me Nation t-shirts, you guys. I also have Winter is Here merchandise. And I also have Who You Want, Gotta Want You t-shirts as well. So make sure you go and support. It is the holiday times. Definitely go pick up a shirt or a mug for your mother, your fathers, your sisters, brothers, your husband, wife. Make sure you go and support. I have those shirts available now. What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Dee Dee. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm back with another quick reaction video for you guys. Before we hop in, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you like the content, share and like the video, and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. So I don't know if you guys remember when I posted this video about what Monique said as it relates to Black women in their bonnets and how these women were showing up at the airports in their bonnets, pajamas, slippers, robes, just their sleepwear. And she gave them a very nice, polite message about it. She was not rude. She was not loud. She was not mean. She was very nice in speaking on how important our image is and how we want to be represented. But the Bonnet crew members got in their feelings and got mad, and they came for Monique. I want to replay what she had to say, and then I want to give my thoughts on why it's difficult trying to give constructive criticism to women in our community specifically, because anytime you have anything to say about their behavior, there's pushback, and they automatically result to shaming tactics. And I think that is a major problem that we face amongst our people, and something has to change. So I want to bring it back because I recently stumbled upon this clip, and I thought this is very necessary, because we definitely have an issue when it comes to how we are being portrayed in society, how the women look, how they all are, twerking. Now we're in this age of twerking and popping and doing all this all over the place to Sexy Red. And none of that is a good look for our community. And I think what Monique and others were trying to say is, hey, we need to start changing that, because remember, we weren't this way at first. We held ourselves very respectably and dressed appropriately. And now it's turned to something else. So we could definitely see it going downhill. It's not progressing, it's regressing. And we have to say something about it. So I want to get into the clip, and then I want to get your thoughts. So make sure you chime in the comments below. All right, here we go.
But I saw so many of our young sisters in head bonnets, scarves, slippers, pajamas, blankets wrapped around them, and this is how they're showing up to the airport. And I've been seeing it, not just at the airport, I've been seeing it at the store, at the mall. I've been seeing sisters showing up with these bonnets and headscarves and their slippers. And the question that I'm having to you, my sweet babies, when did we lose pride in representing ourselves? When did we step away of, let me make sure I'm presentable when I leave my home? Let me make sure I'm representing the family I created, so that if I'm out in the street, I look like I have pride in myself.
Now, this was just a short version of it, but you get the gist of it. And, I remember her saying this and how they got so mad and went at the lady all on Instagram saying, she shouldn't be saying anything about this and there's nothing wrong with it. It's always a justification for any time somebody has constructive criticism on Black women. And I think this is something that we need to really pay attention to. This is why if nobody wants to tell you anything, because they know you're not going to receive it. It's difficult to see the train wrecking, and you may have tools to help stop it, but you can't do it because people are going to turn it on you and make it seem like you're the problem and call you out your name. You can't give any type of constructive criticism of what you think will work, because there's always pushback. There's always attitude. There's always these shaming tactics. There's always pushback and criticism towards people who are only just trying to tell you something that could better you and better your outcomes and better the way people perceive you, and just better your overall, your overall image, your overall life. But a lot of these people don't see that. They don't see how that could better them. They don't see the importance of it. They don't care about what anybody else thinks. They don't care about how they are perceived. But the gag to it is that then you're going to complain when you're treated by the way you are presented. When you are perceived a certain way, people treat you a certain way. And I know there are people who say, oh, well, no, you could be dressed appropriately and you could be an upstanding citizen and things still could happen. Now, that may be true, but don't you think it would lessen the odds if you go about things, present yourself in a better way than being perceived as something that you're not? Don't you think if you present yourself in a more respectable manner, you would get more of that? Now, you can't control every fool that's out here and every racist person or every person out here who might want to try something crazy. But why give them more of an advantage to assume that you are a thug or that you are you're ratchet and loud and ghetto by giving them what they already expect from you? Wouldn't it be more sensible to present yourself in the opposite way so that they'll have less and less opportunities to portray you as something you know you're not? But if you're giving them what they already expect of you, hey, you're feeding right into their hands. You're telling everybody this is true of us. The stereotypes that they already create about us, you're proving to them that they are correct. Why wouldn't you want to present yourself as the best possible way that you can and not show up at the airports in bonnets, but come out with decent clothing on? Present yourself in the most decent, respectable way you can. It's not like it's impossible. We've done it before. That's not that hard to ask. But when you have a group of individuals who don't care, you don't care what nobody say, you don't care about yourselves, you're going to do whatever you want to do, no matter the cost, no matter what anybody says, then I think that that's a problem. And that problem translates in other areas. And so, and then you have a lot of these same women who talk about men, the black men, and they're this and they're that, but you're not looking at yourselves and how you're portraying yourselves. You're no better than them. You have no room to talk about a black man's image and how he looks and what they do if you're doing the very same thing. You don't look any better. And so I remember Monique clearly saying this, and she was not hostile. She was not angry. She was not mad. She was not belittling. She was not bashing. She just said, you have to be serious about how you present yourself, and you should care. Just like you wouldn't hopefully want your children to go outside looking crazy, your sons with their pants sagging out, your daughters with 304 costumes on. You wouldn't want your daughters going out here looking like hoes and in the street with, holes on her clothes and butt cheeks and everything hanging out. You wouldn't want your daughters to, hopefully you wouldn't want your daughters to go out looking that way. You wouldn't want your daughters to wear pajamas and robes and stuff and slippers to school. You would tell them, hey, put on clothes, put on some decent clothes. Hopefully you wouldn't want your children going out like that. So, I think if you want to be treated fairly and you want it to be treated better, you got to start with your image. You got to start with doing something that shows that, and that you have respect for yourself first, and you can demand other people to respect you the way you respect yourself. But when you don't even respect yourself and you don't care how you present yourself, why would you think that others should perceive you the way you think you should be perceived? It's just crazy, and it's unfortunate that we have to do that as Black people, but we have to. We're not white. We're not these other group of people who are usually more acceptable. We're not, and we gotta come to the conclusion that we have to do things differently. We can't just walk around with spiked hair out and or just hair all over our head and pants down with tattoos and all that with white skin and walk around and people don't even blink an eye or don't even look at you in a strange way for the most part. As a Black person, you got to know that you're already a target. You're already being looked at as a suspect. So why would you want to present yourself in any way that would give them more of a reason to treat you as a suspect? That's all I'm saying. We know we got to do things differently. It's not fair, but that's just the way it is. I wouldn't want my sons outside with sagging pants and, hair looking like a thug, because I know that they're going to be targeted. And as dark skin, you're automatically going to be a target. So why would I want them to go out and just give the people more of a target, to target them even more, to assume certain things about them? that is not true just by the way they look. If we know that we're the targets, why give them, ammunition to target us even more? If all Black people start presenting themselves the way they used to do in the 50s and the 60s, where they wore damn their suits, the men wore suits and pants and shirts and ties, and the women wore full-on dresses, covered up hats, looking good wherever they went, it would be a little bit more difficult, especially in this day and age, to target you as a thug or a hoodlum. And once again, it's not even about everybody else, but it's about you. You should want to present yourself in a better light. As a human being, you should have enough respect for yourself to walk out with your head held high, because you have the ultimate respect for yourself and you can demand that respect from everybody else. That's all I'm saying. It's not about everybody else, but it's about you. So I don't think anything Monique said in that was wrong. People took it the wrong way. Not everybody, but some took it the wrong way because you just don't want to hear any type of correction. You want to do whatever it is you want to do. Dress how you want to dress, look how you want to look, but then you want the highest regard and respect from everybody else, and it just doesn't work like that. I'm just saying. All right, so that's it. That's all. That's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one. Comment, like, subscribe. Y'all know what it is, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. DeeDeesReactions.